Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Mike's DVDs and Blu-rays. Today I'm going to show some stuff that I'm watching right now during October and Halloween, scary movie time. I'm watching some movies each night, and this week I'm gonna show off some. I got these over the weekend. Let me just go back. I got these over the weekend, two movies, and I've been watching them this past week, Sunday night and Monday night. These are two movies that one of them I've never seen before, and the other one I had seen a long time ago and loved it, and didn't realize this was the same movie. So I watched it again. Great movie, and I'm also going to show you guys a movie, Carrie, by Brian De Palma. I'm gonna watch that this week, and I got two different versions. I might try to watch and see which one I like. But so far, I've kind of changed up some of the stuff I'm watching. I made a video some of the stuff I'm going to watch this month for Halloween. But I've kind of added some stuff, and I'm really glad I added some things because I got some really good stuff. So, without further ado, I'll talk about those two Carries. I showed in the video the Arrow video edition of Carrie by Brian De Palma, 1976 masterpiece. It's kind of an ode to Alfred Hitchcock with split screens and different stuff going on. What can I say? It's a classic. It's been remade a couple times. It's been, remade with sequels and whatnot. But this is the first one that came out. This is one I grew up with watching, and this is a great release by Arrow Video. It's got a lot of special edition supplements on here, extra features. It's probably got some carryovers from the DVDs and Blu-rays that were out already, but there's some extra stuff on here. So this is the Region B UK edition of the Arrow Video edition of Carrie, and I got this in my lineup. I'm going to watch this week. But I also have something really cool. I've had this for a while, and I've only watched it once since I've had this version. But this is the 1991 release of Carrie by the Criterion Collection Laserdisc, and this is a really good version. It's in CAV, so that means there's 30 minutes on each side of each disc, so you got to flip it a couple times. It's got audio essay and trailer. It's got some production stills and promotional material, and there's a filmography of Brian De Palma. Plus there's a music and effects track only on one of the extra channels. So at the time in 1991, this was a big deal to have the extra features and the audio essays. Basically, Criterion were probably the only company at the time that would do an audio essay on the one of the secondary tracks of the Laserdisc, either a director's commentary or a film authors and people would do stuff on there. So this was kind of a big deal in 1991 when this was released. This is a great version of Carrie. This would be one of the, maybe, I'm not sure if they restored it any at the time. I think they may have cleaned it up a little bit and put it out. But, watching this version, you're going to see stuff where, nothing's been changed really. A lot of times these days when stuff goes on, comes out, they re-release a movie, they'll change stuff. They'll either change the music slightly, they might add a little something. The director might go in there and say, I want to change that special effect and stuff. And you'll see it and be like, what in the world? But see, this is basically the movie, without anything. As far as I know, nothing's been really changed on, the newer versions of Carrie that's come out, but it's going to be a different look of it. So I'm going to kind of compare the two and see how they look and stuff. Definitely the sound's going to be really good. It's going to be a really good soundtrack, I believe. Is it mono? I want to say is it a mono? It's got the digital film soundtrack, but it doesn't say really if it's mono. I believe it's mono at the time. A lot of movies weren't quite stereo, all movies stereo yet, because even Star Wars originally came out, I believe, in mono and stuff. I believe maybe they had stereo and stereo. It's kind of confusing. There's been different versions of stuff released, so it's kind of like I really need to go back and think. It's like, was it released originally in mono or stereo? So that's something I still need to kind of keep up with. But anyways, this is really cool. It's a gatefold. Opens up. It's got some pictures. Film. It's got the chapter breakdown for each side. Side 4, side 3, side 2, 1. And it shows each chapter. Plus it's got the supplements broke down for you and everything. It's really cool. It's got a short essay there. It's got some, credits, cast, what's on there and stuff. Really cool. My edition's kind of bent. It's kind of dog-eared there, and it's kind of been, you can see where it's been slid back and forth over the years, and it's kind of got some, it's kind of faded a little bit. But there you go. I really, that's one of my best Laserdiscs I have. I could never get rid of it. It's just one of those movies that I might not watch it all the time, but it's definitely a movie to come back to watch a lot. So this was a big upgrade for me, getting this Blu-ray. So I'm going to watch that this week. So enough of Carrie already. Let's talk about the new stuff that I got this week. First movie I got. This was a movie that I had seen a long time ago, and must have saw it on TV. But The Devil Rides Out, 1968. This was released by 20th Century Fox. This is it's like a Hammer, I believe it's a Hammer film. It was a Hammer production, I believe. And it has Christopher Lee stars in it. Nike Araya, Leon Green, Patrick Moore, some other cast members. Directed by Terrence Fisher, who, famous Hammer director of all the great early classics of Hammer and stuff. And this would be, later on, where you had the U.S. giving Hammer some money, to produce movies because they were such a hit in America. So 20th Century Fox was paired up with Hammer for this one. So the U.S. title is the Devil Rides Out. Now the original UK title was The Devil's Bride. And what's cool on this, they have in the supplements they have the original opening for The Devil's Bride, and where it has the title card, it says The Devil's Bride, which is the UK cut, which is pretty cool. And I watched that the other night on here. That's pretty neat. It's got a lot of cool stuff on here. This is a Screen Factory release, and it's got a good commentary. This is a 2K scan of the movie, and it's got a lot of great extras on there for you. And really enjoyed this movie. Really, it's one of those movies that you just remember. I must have seen this, man, when I was a teenager or something. And I mean, it's not super scary by these today's standards, but it has a lot of atmosphere. Christopher Lee is great as he's playing a good guy in this movie. He's usually the bad guy. He's usually the monster, the Draculas, the different, But really good movie, The Devil Rides Out. Recommend that to get this. I found this on Amazon, and I wanted some new stuff, so I got this. Highly recommend that, guys. Now, next up, the second movie I got over the weekend is called Burn, Witch, Burn. And I love this movie. This movie was great. The print on this is excellent. Excellent. I don't know if this is a restoration or what, but the black and white photography is beautiful, crisp, clear. It's got a mono soundtrack. I had to kind of had to really turn up the sound on it, which was the only thing I didn't like, because I guess because of the mono, it doesn't have a big loud soundtrack. That's the only thing I was kind of about. But man, it was a great movie. This was a movie directed by Sidney Hayers, and this was released by American International. This came out also in, this came out in '62. And this is also this is a kind of a Kino Lorber MGM dual release, and pretty cool. Burn Witch Burn. Basically, this college professor. This takes place in the UK, London, I believe, somewhere outside of London. He's a college professor. Him and his wife moved to this town. He starts to slowly discover that his wife has been secretly doing witchcraft behind his back to protect them from things. And I don't want to give away the ending and stuff, because you'll be really shocked of why, because you'll think the evil was coming from the wife, and it wasn't. So it's really shocking. It's got some pretty decent special effects for 1962. And really love this. This is going to be a new movie I'm going to watch every year. I just really liked it. It's also got a different title. I believe it was, it was called Burn Witch Burn, but the original UK title was called The Night of the Eagle. Which I don't want to give away. Why is it called The Eagle, Night of the Eagle? Well, if you watch it towards the end, you'll find out. So I don't want to give that away, because it's a really good movie. I do highly recommend you go out and get this. I think I got like 2-day shipping on it. I did have to pay $15, $16 or something though, but I just had to have it. I just wanted to watch it. I believe I read about it or something recently. I was doing some research, so really glad I got that. Burn Witch Burn from 1962. That's the Blu-ray. I believe you can get it on DVD, and there's also a UK release where it says The Night of the Eagle, which has artwork incorporating the eagle's head and stuff. So you can get that also on Amazon for a little, if you got a Region B player. Next up, I got, this is a set I've had for a long time. This is the William Castle Film Collection. This was released through Sony Columbia, and this was a partnership with TCM, Turner Classic Movies channel. And this has a lot of good movies from William Castle. He basically did his movies for Columbia Pictures back in the day. And this one kind of starts with, let me read the movies first that's on here. Disc 1 has 13 Frightened Girls, 13 Ghosts. Each disc has 2 movies on it. Disc 2 has Homicidal and Straitjacket, which were 2 surprising movies that I really kind of liked. I mean, a lot of these, you have to understand, are kind of cheesy. Kind of. I mean, Homicidal is basically a rip-off of Psycho, because it came out in '61, the year after Psycho, and it's got a deranged storyline that is really entertaining, but it's kind of cheesy at the same time. Straitjacket has Joan Crawford in it in one of her late performances. Disc 3 has the 1962 version of The Old Dark House and Mr. Sardonicus. That's on Disc 3. Disc 4, The Tingler and Zoltz. The Tingler has a Vincent Price, of course. I didn't have any of these except the Tingler. I already had the Tingler on a single disc edition. But this is really cool. This came out early, actually. It came out like 2000. When did this come out? Well, this came out in 2009, but some of the prints and stuff are from, I guess, in a 2001 edition. They released a bunch of William Castle stuff. But this is, there's this version, and then there's a smaller version that doesn't have all the movies on it, which is really cheap on Amazon. This one also has the very good documentary on the bonus disc. It's called Spine Tingler, the William Castle story, and it's a documentary about William Castle, and it's really, really good. It's worth it. This set will cost you a little bit more to get the big set. I believe I got this on eBay. I got it brand new. But I wanted it because it had the documentary, plus it had like 2 or 3 extra movies on it. There's a small version that doesn't have, I think, Mr. Sardonicus or Homicidal, or a couple of those are not on there, or the documentary. So it had it all in one set. So really good set. It's a nice slipcase. It opens up. These were pretty common at the time, mid 2000s. We had the discs on a plastic tray, clip in there with artwork behind it, trifold opening, some photos, Tingler, really good. William Castle, such a genius in marketing. He's famous for doing the gags like seats buzzing during a certain part of the movie, or a gimmick. He was famous for his gimmicks to get people to come in to watch these movies. So he would have a tie-in with the movie, and like with the Tingler, for example, during a certain scene they would have the seats rumble and vibrate like the Tingler was coming or something. And each one they had different stuff going on, which made it really fun to go to the movies at that time and see these movies. They were very popular, and they're not exactly on par with, like, say, Roger Corman movies at the time, which were a par. They were a couple notches ahead. But at the time, early '60s, you had the Hammer horror movies coming out. They were very popular, and then you had the William Castle movies. Then you had the Roger Corman movies that would come out too, and they were all kind of the B movies sort of stuff you would see at the drive-in. You see a double feature and stuff. But this William Castle is very famous for that, and this kind of has a lot of those movies in this. And it also has a couple of movies on here I didn't really like as much. I guess they were more light-hearted horror, like 13 Frightened Girls and 13 Ghosts. I think 13 Ghosts have been remade, which is a little bit better, but like 13 Frightened Girls is all a bunch of little girls and haunted house type of thing, but it was okay. Homicidal and Straitjacket were really good, really cheesy B movies. It's great to see Joan Crawford doing a later movie in her career and having so much fun with it in Straitjacket. The Old Dark House is a remake of the classic 1932 version, which is really hard to outdo that one. James Whale did the 32 version, classic, one of my favorite Universal horror movies, but kind of an update for the 60s. It's fun, but it's not as scary, or it has some stuff going on for it. But Mr. Sardonicus, a lot of fun, a lot of cheese. Kind of reminds me of a Hammer movie in a way. And of course you got the Tingler with Vincent Price. Probably the Tingler is probably the best movie on the set, I would say, overall. Zoltz, didn't really like it. It was just not for me. It was different. Tom Polston was the star of it. He was later on, for you kids that grew up in the 80s, he was on the Bob Newhart show or something that came on in the 80s. He was like the neighbor or the handyman or something, but he had a star in this. He just wasn't appealing to me. I guess because I grew up seeing him on a TV show or something. I don't know. But overall, this is great. Reflect on the thing, but great set. The documentary, the Tingler and stuff. So if you haven't already got the Tingler or any of these, this is a great set to get. Look for a great price on it on eBay. Wait for it, watch it, and get it. try to get it in the $20 range, because I think this set goes as high as like $60, $70 in some cases. So it's out of print. So highly recommend that. It's a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun watching some of those. I think I'm going to watch a couple more from that set before it's all said and done, before Halloween's over. And another thing, I got a new Laserdisc recently. I've kind of slowed down on buying new Laserdiscs. Haven't got a lot recently. But this is one. It's called the Poverty Row Horror Movies, and this has 3 movies: The Monster Maker, Mysterious Mr. Wong, and King of the Zombies. And the Poverty Row Horrors describes the ultra cheapo film studios back in the day, like I think, was it PRP, Monogram. Some of those are famous, just bottom of the barrel. It's like when a star falls from the big studios and they're just down and out. They're like, they seem to end up on, Poverty Row, as they would call it back then, and doing cheap movies and stuff. But these are pretty interesting movies. But what's really cool on here is The Mysterious Mr. Wong, which is a Bela Lugosi movie from 1935, I want to say, which he made for Monogram. This is a really nice set. I bought this from Vincent on Laserdisc Forever. Great guy. He sent it out. Got here quickly. Good shape. It's a gatefold. It's got a lot of write-up about each movie in here that I'm going to read. I just got this yesterday, so I haven't really read it yet. It's got a chapter breakdown, and then on the back it's got a little bit more in detail about the set, cast, and stuff like that. I mean, these movies are not anywhere near, Universal movies at the time, or RKO, or Warner Brothers and MGMs and all that at the time. They're ultra cheap and they're a curiosity. I got this for a super good price, and I just, my curiosity, wanted to get it. It's released by the Rome Group, which they have a lot of good Laserdiscs they released back in the day, and a lot of them are worth a lot of money now. So maybe one day this will be worth a little bit of money. So it wasn't a bad investment. I believe I got it for $10 shipped, which isn't bad. But The Monster Maker has a guy named J. Carroll Nash. He was in a lot of westerns and stuff. Randolph Scott and different people like that. But they vary in time, in time frames. Like Mr. Wong is 1935. You got The Monster Maker is 1944. 1941 for King of Zombies. So it kind of varies in time. But yeah, they're creaky old movies, and I like stuff like that. But see, they might not be that great, but they're definitely worth a couple viewings anyway. Check them out, especially during Halloween and stuff. So I thought that was a kind of a nice little thing to get. So there you go, guys. There's some stuff also I'm watching. I'm going to dive into Carrie and watch the different versions and just kind of look at Carrie. I've been wanting to watch that Arrow disc forever. I've had it for a while to rewatch it and stuff and compare it to the Laserdisc. I know it's going to be night and day, but I just want to. There's a couple of things I want to examine. So there you go, guys. There's some stuff. I highly recommend that William Castle box set. You got to get that. That's worth it. Find it for a good price. Burn Witch Burn is excellent. Go out and find it now if you haven't already gotten it. And The Devil Rides Out. Super cool hammer. Late 60s hammer. Really cool. It's got a lot of atmosphere going on. It's got that UK atmosphere. It's in color. I'm trying to think who was the cinematographer on this. I can't think of who it was. I don't know if it was Freddie Francis. I can't think of who it was. But anyways, it looks good. Highly recommend those. And I'm gonna watch some other movies and enjoy try to make the best of this year. It's been such an odd year. It's like I saw the perfect quote the other day that, 2020 has been just one long horror movie that we've been in, and I believe that's true. It's been a mixture of horror and science fiction that I wish the movie would be ending soon. So, but yeah, good year to watch some of these. Hopefully next year will be better. So on that note, stay safe out there. And if you haven't subscribed yet to my channel, subscribe, and you'll see videos like this and many more where I explore all genres of movies, all different decades, all different types, and all kinds of stuff. And I recommend stuff. I highly recommend things to you to go out and find if you haven't already found those. But also to showcase something, showcase a new release or something from time. So that's what my channel is about. So if you're interested in something like that, subscribe. And if you did enjoy this video, give it a thumbs up. And comments are always welcome. Please comment what you thought about these today. So, guys, until next time, I'm Mike, and be safe out there and watch a good horror movie, because it is the time of the season, guys. Later.